What if the one place in your home where you feel the most private, the most secure, was secretly undermining your health? We think of our bathroom as a sanctuary, a place of personal care. But did you know that certain simple, everyday habits, things you do without a second thought, could be silently increasing your risk of a stroke? It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Many seniors believe they are doing everything right. They watch their diet, they take their medications, but they are completely unaware that how they use the toilet, how they shower, or even how they breathe in that small room could be setting the stage for a life-altering event. The science is clear, yet this is a conversation that is rarely had. If you have ever felt suddenly dizzy after standing up from the toilet or experienced a head rush in a hot shower, you may have brushed it off as just a normal part of getting older. But what if it isn't? What if it's a warning sign from your body? Before we begin, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had one of those moments? A brief spell of dizziness, a feeling of lightheadedness in the bathroom that made you pause? Share your experience in the comments below. You are not alone, and your story could help someone else realize they aren't either. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on 5 of these silent bathroom dangers. We'll explore not just what they are, but why they pose a risk, and most importantly, what you can do, starting today, to turn this room back into the safe sanctuary it's meant to be. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. Let's begin with a habit that starts the moment you wake up. Number 1, the morning dehydration trap. For many, the first stop after waking is the bathroom. It feels like a natural routine. But what if this simple act is placing your brain under enormous stress? The reality is, after a long night's sleep, your body is in its most dehydrated state. You haven't had any water for hours, and your blood has naturally thickened. Think of your blood vessels as rivers. Overnight, without water, that flowing river slows down, becoming more like thick, sluggish molasses. When you stand up quickly and head to the bathroom, your heart has to work much harder to pump this thick fluid, especially to your brain. Now, add the simple act of urinating. This can cause a slight, natural drop in blood pressure. In a dehydrated state, this drop becomes far more severe. Have you ever felt a sudden wave of lightheadedness while standing at the toilet in the morning? That isn't just a fleeting feeling. That is your brain being momentarily starved of the oxygen and blood flow it needs. For a brain with arteries that may already be narrowed by age or plaque, this moment is a critical point of danger. The problem is compounded by the fact that as we age, our sense of thirst can become less reliable. You might not even feel thirsty, but your body is crying out for hydration. But the good news is, the solution is incredibly simple. Before your feet even touch the floor in the morning, make it a habit to drink a glass of water. Keep it on your nightstand. This single act helps to thin your blood, restore your fluid balance, and protect your brain from that dangerous morning pressure drop. It's a small change that makes the difference between starting your day in a state of risk and starting it in a state of readiness. But dehydration isn't the only hidden danger. Another common habit, one seen as a sign of good hygiene, could be secretly paving the way for a stroke. Number 2, the hidden threat in your mouth. Did you know that the health of your mouth is directly linked to the health of your arteries? Many seniors brush their teeth once a day, usually in the morning, thinking they are taking care of their oral hygiene. But what if skipping that nighttime brush is like leaving the front door open for trouble to walk right into your bloodstream? Here's what happens. While you sleep, bacteria multiply in your mouth. If you haven't brushed before bed, These bacteria form a sticky film called plaque. The danger isn't just cavities. If you have even minor gum inflammation, which over half of seniors do, these bacteria can leak through tiny openings in your gums and enter your circulation. Once in your bloodstream, they don't just go for a joyride. They trigger an inflammatory response throughout your body. Think of it as your body constantly trying to fight a low-grade infection. This chronic inflammation can damage the delicate lining of your arteries, making them stiffer and more prone to developing dangerous clots. These clots are the primary cause of ischemic strokes. So while you are sleeping, a silent battle could be raging in your arteries, all because of bacteria from your mouth. Have you ever considered that your oral health was about more than just your teeth? The solution isn't just about brushing more, it's about brushing smarter. Make brushing your teeth for 2 minutes before bed non-negotiable. This clears out the bacteria before they have 8 hours to multiply. Use a soft bristled brush to avoid damaging your gums, and consider a tongue scraper. Bacteria love to hide there. Flossing isn't an optional extra. It's the only way to remove the plaque that builds up between your teeth, which is a prime entry point for bacteria. Your mouth is a gateway to the rest of your body. Protecting it is one of the most powerful things you can do to protect your brain. Now, let's talk about something that happens when you sit down, a habit that has become incredibly common in our modern world. Number 3, the danger of straining and sitting too long. Chronic constipation is an uncomfortable reality for many seniors, and the natural instinct is to strain or bear down to have a bowel movement. But this single act is perhaps one of the most dangerous things you can do in the bathroom. When you hold your breath and push, you are performing something called the Valsalva maneuver. This action causes a dramatic and immediate spike in your blood pressure. We're talking a surge powerful enough to put immense stress on the blood vessels in your brain. For an artery that is already weak or brittle, this sudden pressure bomb can be enough to cause a rupture, leading to a hemorrhagic stroke, the most deadly type. It's not just the straining, but also the time spent sitting. Have you ever taken your phone or a book into the bathroom and lost track of time when you sit on the toilet for extended periods, especially with your head tilted down to look at a screen? You create a dangerous combination of problems. First, blood begins to pool in your legs, reducing circulation back to your heart and, consequently, to your brain. Second, looking down at a phone compresses the crucial arteries in your neck that supply blood to the brainstem. You are literally pinching off your brain's fuel line. Third, the mental stimulation from scrolling on a phone can activate your stress response, subtly raising your heart rate and blood pressure. You're creating the perfect storm: reduced blood flow, compressed arteries, and increased internal pressure. It's a modern habit with ancient risks. The solution here is twofold. First, address the root cause of straining. Increase your intake of water and fiber-rich foods like prunes, oats, and leafy greens. Gentle daily movement, like a short walk, can also work wonders for gut motility, and consider a small footstool to use while on the toilet. Elevating your feet mimics a natural squatting position, which straightens the colon and allows for easier passage without straining. Second, make the bathroom a no-phone zone. Your time in there should be for one purpose only: get in, do what you need to do, and get out. From a pressure bomb to a temperature shock, let's look at another seemingly harmless routine. Number 4, the hot shower temperature shock. There's nothing quite like a long, hot shower to soothe aching muscles and joints. It feels like the ultimate form of relaxation. But what if that intense heat is sending your circulatory system on a dangerous roller coaster ride? Here's the science. The hot water causes your blood vessels to dilate or widen very quickly. This causes a rapid drop in your blood pressure. If you're already taking medication for high blood pressure, this effect can be even more pronounced. Then what happens when you step out of that steamy shower into the cooler air of the bathroom? Your blood vessels suddenly constrict. This chaotic swing, from rapid dilation to rapid constriction, sends your blood pressure soaring back up. This dramatic fluctuation places enormous stress on your artery walls. If there is any underlying plaque or weakness, this shock can be enough to dislodge a clot or cause a rupture. Have you ever felt dizzy or seen stars for a moment after getting out of a hot shower? That is a clear sign that your body and brain are struggling to cope with these extreme pressure changes. But you don't have to give up your warm showers. The fix is to manage the transition. Before you get out, gradually turn the temperature down to lukewarm for the last 30 seconds. This simple cool-down period gives your blood vessels time to adjust gently, preventing that violent rebound effect. It stabilizes your blood pressure and allows you to step out of the shower feeling refreshed, not at risk. And finally, the most invisible habit of all, one that nearly everyone does without a second thought. Number 5, the unconscious breath hold. Think about the last time you stood up from the toilet, or reached for something, or braced yourself while wiping. Did you breathe, or did you, for a split second, hold your breath? This unconscious breath hold during exertion is part of that same Valsalva maneuver we discussed with straining. It's a natural reflex to brace your core, but it's a reflex that becomes increasingly dangerous with age. Each time you hold your breath and exert yourself, you are sending that same grenade of pressure through your vascular system. When you combine this with standing up quickly from the toilet, a moment when your blood pressure is already trying to regulate itself, you create the ultimate stroke trigger. Your brain is hit with a double whammy, a potential drop in blood flow from the change in posture, immediately followed by a massive pressure spike from the breath hold. It's a recipe for disaster that happens in an instant. So what can you do about a habit you don't even know you have? The key is mindfulness and retraining your breathing. From now on, make a conscious effort to exhale during any moment of effort in the bathroom. Exhale as you stand up. Exhale as you reach. Inhale before you move. Then let the air out steadily as you perform the action. Move slower. Rise from the toilet in stages. Use grab bars for support if you need them. These aren't signs of weakness. They are signs of intelligence. They are tools that reduce the physical strain on your body, which in turn reduces the need to brace and hold your breath. Your bathroom doesn't have to be a place of hidden risks. As we've seen, the problem isn't the room itself. It's the outdated or unconscious habits we perform within it. The human body is resilient, but it thrives on balance. Rushing, straining, and ignoring your body's signals create imbalance. The power is now in your hands. You can protect your brain's future by making small, intentional changes. Hydrate first. Breathe with purpose. Move with awareness. Clean your mouth with diligence. These are not just chores, they are daily acts of self-preservation that can mean the difference between a future of independence and one defined by a sudden, preventable event. Thank you for joining me on this journey to uncover these important truths. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a like and share it with a friend or family member over 60. You never know whose life you might change. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss our next video on science-backed strategies for healthy aging. Your health is your greatest asset. Protect it, starting today. Thank you for watching.